Good morning, guys. It is currently 6:10 a.m. Last night I was at like 490 something subscribers. Probably, let's just say 496 to be safe. I was telling my boy Alex, like, bro, no matter what, I'm waking up to no less than 500 subscribers. But if not, I'm pumping out another YouTube video because I want to guarantee 500 subscribers tomorrow. Lo and behold, it's 6 a.m. Here we are. I haven't done anything and I woke up to 501 subscribers. So to those new subscribers coming in, thank you so much for tuning in. If I could get one subscriber, I can get 100. If I can get 100 subscribers, I can get 1,000. So proof of concept. And that's the topic that I actually wanted to talk about today. Reason I say this is because I have a lot of friends who have great business ideas or projects that they want to start. And what I notice about some of my friends is that because they don't see like major results right away, they either quit too early or they actually don't even start. Proof of concept is something so important to me, and I just want to share my story with you guys of how I discovered it. And we're gonna go ahead and take it back to my freshman year of high school when I was about 14 years old. So during that time, my mom was in a serious relationship with this one guy. Now, at first, he was a pretty cool guy, but to keep it simple, the relationship between me and him got a little sour as time passed into the relationship. So one day, I was at school and I wasn't feeling so well. I think I had a stomach ache or something, but I was in the nurse's office and I needed to go home. So the nurse called my mom at first, but unfortunately, because my mom was working, she couldn't pick me up. So the only person at that time who could pick me up was the dude that she was dating. And during that time, this guy had a fully loaded Jeep Grand Cherokee 2016. It had like leather seats and everything. It was a really nice SUV. He ends up picking me up with this car. I got in the car, I got in the front seat. And yeah, I think it was a stomach ache now that I think about it. Because once I got in the car, I was just hugging my backpack like this. But what I didn't realize was at the bottom of my backpack, I happened to have a ruler that was poking out. And it wasn't just any kind of ruler. It wasn't a plastic or like a wooden one. It was a metal ruler. So once we got back home, I realized that the ruler that was poking out actually made a slit on the leather seat. And at least the way I remembered it, once I saw the slit on the seat, I did end up telling him like, hey, I think my bag may have made a tear on the seat. And during that time, he didn't make much of it. He just kind of told me like, oh, okay, I'm gonna see how we could get that fixed. A few days later, he comes to my room knocking. He hands me the invoice of how much it costs to repair the leather seat. And then he tells me it's gonna cost you $300. And once I heard that, my heart pretty much dropped because, mind you, I was 14 years old. I don't have $300 at 14 years old. And for some reason, I forget why, my mom didn't help me out at all. I was forced to come up with $300. I was so devastated at the time because I wasn't even old enough to get a job, nor did I have any connections to find a job under the table. I guess you could say he was nice enough to let me pay him in small amounts, little by little, but it didn't change the fact that I owed him $300. So I started brainstorming like, yo, what can I do to come up with $300 as a freaking 14-year-old? Eventually I thought to myself, well, I am known for having clean shoes all the time. And I clean my own shoes pretty much every week. I was one of those kids where if my Air Forces had like a little scuff on them, I would take out the whole shoe cleaning kit just to remove it. Like that's how picky I was with my shoes. I decided like, you know what? Maybe I could make a profit off of that. So this is how young 14-year-old Josh got into the game of entrepreneurship. From that point on, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start a shoe cleaning business. And for like the first month, it flopped because I was doing everything right. I was advertising on my Snapchat, I was advertising on my Instagram stories. I was advertising shoe cleaning services for $10 per pair. And I actually had a good before and after picture, so I could actually show clear results for people. And I was doing everything right, at least so I thought. At the end of that first month of trying it out, it made me realize like, bro, I'm 14 years old. What are the chances that other people my age are gonna have money to pay me? Like, none. So I realized to myself, I have to change who I'm marketing to. So I started to advertise to my friends who were a little bit older than me, who were sophomores at that time, who had part-time jobs. I started to talk to some of the seniors during my lunch period or in PE class, wherever there was like a mix of different grade levels. And finally, one day, I saw this kid in PE class. He's got a pair of Yeezy Boost 350s. They were the Pirate Blacks. The hype on those were real. Like, they were probably going for like $800 for that pair at that moment in time. So I decided to go up to him and see if I could offer my shoe cleaning services. He was already a senior in high school, so I figured he should have a little bit of money by now. I remember him. His name is John. I still have him on Instagram up to this day. Don't know if he's watching my videos, but John, if you're watching, thank you so much, bro, because you have introduced the idea of proof of concept. Now, back to the story. I go up to John and I compliment him on his Yeezys. And I tell him, hey, I'm starting a sneaker cleaning business. I clean shoes for $10. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to pull it off. At that time, those were like an $800 pair of shoes. And for someone to just give a 14-year-old those shoes without even knowing him, I really don't know how I did it. I don't think I closed him on the very first day I met him. I think I just made small talk. But eventually, he gave me a chance. And the moment that I cleaned that pair and he paid me the $10 in cash, you have no idea how happy I was. I achieved proof of concept. And the moment I had that $10 land in my hand, that's when I thought to myself, like, wow, if I can do one pair, I can do 10 pairs. That was more than enough motivation for me to call it a business, call myself an entrepreneur. People probably thought I was cringe at that time. But honestly, that's really how I felt. I was like, wow, I can actually make a business out of this. So after John has inspired me to keep going with this shoe cleaning business, because that's all I needed, proof of concept, that was enough to keep me going to see the other 290 that I owed my mom's boyfriend at the time. I started to make more friends with the sophomores and juniors. I started sitting with them at the lunch table in the cafeteria and trying to sell my services. It's crazy because at first it was a strategy, but some of these people I'm really, really good friends with up to this day. But anyways, the business started to have like some kind of momentum. I would start to get customers who would ask me to clean their shoes every now and then, and I started to develop a reputation for it. But another turning point was when this girl approached me one day, and I think she was also a junior. My memory of it was pretty vague, but I think she just went up to me and asked me like, hey, I heard you clean shoes. And I told her, yeah, I do clean shoes. And she told me, well, I have 5 of them. Guys, like, you have no idea how happy I was when I heard that. Like, this girl, I don't even know her. I mean, I kind of knew her. Like, I knew she was associated with some of my other friends that I clean shoes for. But she approached me. I never advertised to her. So I cleaned all 5 pairs. And once I was done cleaning them, I told her, hey, thank you so much. Like, this means a lot to me. Whenever you want me to clean your shoes, I'll do 2 pairs for $10. The thing is that this deal was exclusive for her. But I guess she didn't know that, and she was under the interpretation that I'm now doing 2 pairs for $10 for everybody. Word was spreading around so quickly, I was having a lot of people asking me to clean their shoes. I just decided, well, I got debt to pay, so I might as well just do 2 for 10 for everybody. I'd rather just up the workload and keep the same amount of revenue. I don't mind. So to keep the story short, I eventually ended up paying off my debt through cleaning sneakers, and the money didn't stop coming in from there. But that first pair that I cleaned for John was more than enough to keep me going, and it's made a huge change in my life. Today, in everything that I do, that's all I need. All I need is proof of concept. Looking back at this now, this was such a blessing in disguise. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I don't want you to quit too early or to not even start just because the idea itself seems so large or it seems so daunting. Even if it doesn't turn out, because I no longer have a sneaker cleaning business, it was still important enough of a lesson to keep me going, and you never know what could unfold from those things. So guys, please don't quit on your ideas before you even start. I hope I'm getting this point across to you guys correctly, and I hope you enjoyed this video. But that is all I have for you today. Please let me know what you think of this video and if it's helped you out in some kind of way. Until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.